Fear do. Ain't no telling you what he might do. Write the songs and he real too. Trap jumping, it's a rage cage. Short circuit in the mainframe. Bet I be on in a minute though. I just made me a couple of centerfolds. I flip with all at the register. Could've lived it twice if I wanted to, but I cherish this, I'm on my character. I'm a problem with the predicate. See back then I was trapped in with the padded pen to make it happen. It was at risk, but that's past tense. Now they backspin, so they tapped in. All of these girls been on blacklist. Couldn't see me through the glasses. Took the code and I cracked. Kick the door in with the tactics. In the game with no practice. With the passport going up on a floor swell, yeah, that I'm stamping. Cut the song on they dancing. Then I turn this to a mansion. Queen say she won't fall through. She want me let her work a magic. Turn the beat into a classic. Ay, remember I was out here reckless. Don't ask me how I'm doing.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Talk to us. We talk back. I hope everyone is having an amazing Saturday, or excuse me, a Sunday here. And you guys are ready to get into episodes 1 and 2 of Cape Fear. If you're new here, I'm Ashley. This is My Sweet Perspective. We have Tyra here. We have Dom over here. Dom, let's start with you. How are you today? And are you ready to get into Cape Fear?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. And I'm super excited. I can't wait. I love Cape Fear, the property in this show. So yeah, I'm ready for it.
Okay, all right. We love to hear it. Tyra, how are you? And are you as excited to get into Cape Fear?
Well, I can't say I'm super. That's like hard to compare. I mean, how can I compete with super? You know, I'm almost ready. I'm good, and I'm interested to get into Cape Fear.
Absolutely. And let me just say hello really quick. Hey, Joshua Hughes. Hope you are doing good, bro. Hope today is amazing for you. Hey, Tony T. What's good? What's good? Hey, Rico, my partner. Hope you're having an amazing, amazing day. But yeah, we're not going to belabor the point. We're going to get right into it because we do have 2 episodes to cover. And so let me start here because I inadvertently left that slide out. But I want to know from you, Tyra, I'll start here. Overall thoughts after watching episodes 1 and 2.
Overall thoughts. There's a lot to work with here. I'm a little nervous after watching episodes 1 and 2 because I feel like there's a need to be different here. I didn't know Javier took the role because Martin or one of them rolled up and told him, yeah, every 30, 35 years or so, Cape Fear should be remade. Like, because he was like, how can I compete with Robert De Niro or OG Robert? Like, I can't. Richard, I don't know what I'm going to bring to the character. It's like, no, if he said it, then I actually have to do it. I don't know how far left we're going to go with this show, but it's intriguing. I like that it's trying to be different, but I will say that I wish that this like hit the ground running with promo because I feel like if it is interesting, this is one that people are going to find later a word of mouth, and it's not going to be like immediate praise because it's what I thought. It's a limited, mini series versus something that's going to be season after season. So it really has to be exceptional immediately.
Yeah. Dom?
Similar. I'm excited. These first 2 episodes to me were good. It seems like it's going to be, I'm worried it might be too different. Like to the point where it loses what this property and the story is supposed to be. That's the thing I'm most worried about is that we get so much into the salaciousness and the shock value of how these kills and how these how creepy he can be. And I'm worried that we're going to get too nuanced into like what's good and what's bad and the how compromised are the parents and how nuanced is Max Cady. I'm just worried we're going to get too deep in the weeds because we got to stretch this out for a whole season. Because even the Martin Scorsese movie, the Robert Meacham movie is my favorite version of this story so far. Robert De Niro did a great job, but I felt like the story in the 91 movie already got a little too far. It was already stepping in the too far area, and I'm worried the show is going to keep going. But we'll see. I like the first 2 episodes, so I'm optimistic.
I say go far. I say go all the way. I really, this isn't even my ministry. I did like a couple months ago, watched the 90s version with De Niro. And at times to me, it got almost laughable because you just knew how villainous he was. And he was playing with Nolte so bad. It just was like, this can't be possible, right? Like you almost had to suspend belief watching that one. And so when we came over here, I said, well, they have to reimagine it completely. And I was actually very well pleased with the direction. No shade to De Niro. I love him down bad, but I fear Bardem brought something else to this completely. Like, I'm terrified. Javier Bardem is fine. Can I say that? Because I was like, now Javier. Javier, okay. Also love that we took away the Smex Predator part of that. I appreciate that. I'm just open to see what happens. I'm keeping my expectations up here. I'm not going to hedge my bets. I'm going to go all in and say that this is going to be fantastic. I'm excited. What, Tyra?
I wanted the Predator. I wanted the Predator. I don't want Robert De Niro taking chunks out of nobody's face or anything like that. The Predator aspect changes the whole narrative of the show. Mm-hmm. It's making me lean into what the real motivation is and what they're hiding, because the themes are like, who's the real villain here? Like, are you just as criminal as Javier? And once we take away the grapey part and his motivation being that, it leads my attentions directly to his relationship with Anna here and her daughter. And it's just, I was like, don't go, like, I don't want to be there. If it's going to be that, like, surprise me. I like to be surprised. I don't want to beat y'all there. But I like that aspect. We just know exactly who he is and what he's going for. And I like the idea of how they're going to manipulate that aspect every single time they're trying to reinvent this character. This is somebody totally different because his motivations are completely changed.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about it, because I think we're always set on the person who did the time, the person who's been incarcerated, this person, automatically they're guilty. They have a stain. They have a scarlet letter now that they're wearing. But really, when I'm looking at these first 2 episodes, I'm looking at this family. I'm like, oh, you guys are the monsters. And I can kind of that. It's still Cape Fear, but who should you be afraid of?
Is it though? Is it? I think when we go with like, oh, everybody can get it, then I'm like, okay, well, why we call it Cape Fear? Like, Cape Fear is a straight line. When you go so left from it, I feel like it's just Cape Fear in name only, and that blaring score that you try to throw on top of it. But it's still like this is something else, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But if we add like a supernatural, spiritual aspect, girl, this is a different show. But okay.
And that's the only thing I was worried about, and that's what I'm balancing when I'm watching the show. Because on one hand, it still needs to be Cape Fear. But on the other hand, whenever you readapt something or make a reboot something, I always say reboots are fine if they justify it. So if you're going to change something, change it to where it justifies me watching the story again. So we're going to see.
He said, it's a thin line. Listen, and it is, but we'll see. And I think it's going to boil down to preference and execution, right? Because if you knit me a yarn and it feels right and it feels good and it's scary and it's eliciting that same emotion, but we'll see. We got 10 episodes to play around, so we see. So what do we know? We know that Apple TV released this as a limited series, as Tyra stated. There'll be 10 episodes in total. The first 2 episodes premiered last week. The Pedigree, this was created by Nick Antosca. You know him if you watch The Act on Hulu, about Gypsy Rose and all that. You also know him if you watched A Friend of the Family, which was about the Broberg family, honey, them people in Idaho who pimped their daughter out to the next door neighbor. A mess. But he's done a lot of true crime dramatizations, right, where he's brought them to screen. Both series, limited series at that, both did really, really well. We have the EPs of Martin Scorsese, who did the 1991 version. And of course, Steven Spielberg is over here as well. So he's got the backing. This is based on the John D. McDonnell's 1957 novel, The Executioners, Cape Fear. And this is following the 1962 and 1991 films. Today, the setting is Savannah, Georgia, honey. We've got the Weepy Willows. And the setup is that we are having a 4th of July cookout where we're meeting who the Bowdens are. So Dom, I'm going to start with you. How do you feel first about Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg being EPs on this project? And how do you feel about this new setting? Like where are we at with this?
Steven Spielberg wrote a check. I don't. You have to convince me that he had any real input in this show. He was like, "You doing what, Marty? All right, here, I'll write a check." Martin Scorsese probably had more input. That doesn't bode well as a positive for me, because the only influence I see of his is that negative filter that he used in the 91 movie that I absolutely hate, and he keep using it in this. It's in both episodes, and I'm like, I need y'all to stop it. Turn the filter off. As far as being in Savannah, the Bowdens being a Southern family, I think is important. And Savannah's beautiful. I lived there for some time, and so Savannah's beautiful. It's a great city to shoot. Them being rich and them being white and them being Southern is very important to the story. So I'm all good with it.
Absolutely very important. Tyra, any thoughts on the setting and on the backing for the project?
I want to know how much control or create. Like, what did y'all offer? I want to know, especially with Spielberg, because he was supposed to be at the helm in '91. He said, He said my my sensitive sensibilities can't be over there with Cape Fear. Martin, you can have this, and I'm gonna take Schindler's List. Like it was already a swap back then. I think we're here. I really would like just something refreshing. I'm hoping that they were involved in just name only, like just for legitimacy. But like as far as touch, I want it to be outside of the typical realm, so that Nick or whoever else involved could just do whatever they wanted to do, and it's not like a need to, hey, make sure you add that touch so we can remember that this is Cape Fear. Like, well, no, like Cape Fear 62 and 91 are totally different ends of the spectrum. So let's jump and make this totally like we don't have to be with all the homage immediately. Like let's just have a good time with it, especially since I'm just realizing like a lot of people just did not watch Cape Fear like this. Like I ain't never seen that. I didn't ever see that. Like it's just I guess it's just not one of those films for people. But I like the setting. I like the setting. I like they're so orange. They're so tan. They're so in the South, right? We sweating. They're so tan. And anytime you're in like a really humid, hot setting, it intensifies everything else. So that's always good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now let's get on over here to Antosca and basically his statement regarding the film, his letter, his open letter kind of to the press around how I come to do this project, how I felt about it. He said he watched this way too young. He said that, listen, I should have never seen it, but it left an indelible mark on him, right? Not so much about just Cady himself, but the family and how that worked. And he kind of goes into the 1960s version and how it was a monster versus this really virtuous American family. Then in the 90s version, you had this family who was already breaking down. Juliette Lewis was on a different type of time. The wife was fed up and the husband was raggedy. Okay. And then you have this sex predator in De Niro come in. So it was a little bit muddied. He says the 2026 version, his goal is he wants to make it more complicated. He really wanted to combine the 60s version with the 90s version to come up with whatever we're getting in this series. And the overarching question that he's asking of the audience, the viewers, everyone who's consuming this is, what is the dark side of righteous anger? So Tyra, I want to talk to you about this because in the 90s version, right? And I said this in my review, when we find out about Max Cady and Nolte's character, Sam, and how he set him up for the okie doke and left out testimony and all that, it was like, good. Keep his ass locked up forever. I would have planted evidence. You know what I mean? Like we were totally fine with that. But now, and not really, we can't justify his actions or anger then, but now with Javier Bardem as Max Cady and all of the tomfoolery that surrounded his trial and the possibility that he ain't take out his wife, how do we feel now and how much can anger ever be righteous, I guess, is my question to you, Tyra. What you think?
In my house, yeah. Absolutely. It depends on who you're talking to and what day it is. I'm just really concerned. I don't know because so much of even 91, as abrasive and bold and loud as 91 is, and as punk ass as Nick Nolte is, worst father put the screens. Lord, are you even going to try to protect your family? But that's the idea of, even as trash as Nick Nolte is, and there's that sense of, evidence, and I think he was cheating, he was doing a whole lot over there, but it's that morale of, will I stoop to this level and kill this man in defense of my family? I don't see that family having any morale. So that's where I'm kind of disconnecting, because I'm like, if you're already trash, where are we indecisive of, well, they didn't even deserve that. Why? Because they got a nice house in they orange. Like, what? What is the audience supposed to protect? I don't know how connected I am if in 2 episodes I'm like, okay, y'all trash. I don't know what exactly you did, but y'all trash, and whatever he did, he's valid. It's vindicated however far he decides to take it. Do I want to see him go to the children? No, because I don't have nothing to do with what my parents did. But it's supposed to be the nuclear family as a whole that you're trying to be proactive about, protective, and it's always been in a sense of, well, at least we need the father to get active. You have a family to think about, but now it's like the mom is just such a big part of the narrative. She's really like the vocal point at the center. So it's like, okay, if we don't have at least mama over here, daughter over here, so like, who are we rooting for? And maybe that's the, I guess, the question to ask yourself, whose side you're going to be standing on. But it's always nice to kind of feel at first like, I'm on the right side. I already feel like we're on the wrong side. I don't know.
The daughter is the only one at this point to hang her hats on. And honestly, I didn't remember that lady's name throughout the whole thing. I just called her the daughter because I was like, what is her name? She's just, wall dressing. But I mean, Dom, I'm going to ask you the same thing. What is the dark side of righteous anger? And what do you think this question that Nick is asking the viewers about, and how he's trying to convey it in this story?
It's Natalie.
I know it now, but I didn't.
No,
I didn't know it just now.
Like,
in all my videos, I said the daughter. But no, the what is the dark side of righteous anger is kind of the thematic question of the 62 film. In the 62 film, which is why it's my favorite, because you have this straight-laced lawyer. And him being a lawyer is almost incidental, because he wasn't even Max Cady's lawyer. He was just a lawyer, but he was also a witness to what Max did, and that got him put away. And the thing was, Cady gets out, and then the lawyer goes through every legal means to deal with this threat, and it doesn't work. So now he's pressed to go outside the law, the thing he devoted his life to. He has to go outside the law to protect his family. And that was kind of the thing of the movie. The 91 movie just disregarded all of that. It was like, we could tell a white lie for good, and it's okay. They didn't deal with the morality of him burying that evidence at all. And then now, to me, we've gotten even farther away from it, to where the idea of the truth is more complicated. That aspect they talks about is, to me, the theme of this is like, the truth is what people believe almost. But the idea that the dark side of righteousness, like, if this man is innocent, and I was like, if Max Cady is innocent, and then they put him away for 17 years and that made him a monster, it's probably going to be a good story. I don't know that it's Cape Fear. Like, it might be a good story, and I might be here for it, but that ain't Cape Fear.
But that's a good question, because when you release an original property, right, are we looking at it thematically, or are we looking at, okay, no, this is narratively exactly what it is? Because when I thought about what is the dark side of righteous anger, honestly, immediately, I'm thinking about Max Cady. And is his anger justified here if he is in fact innocent? Because that's not something we had to worry about with them other Maxes. We knew they was guilty of sin. Over here, if he does take every bit of their fingers and toes, is he justified if the mama and daddy did what we all think that they did? But artists, they sensitive about
that. Actually innocent. If he's actually innocent and he didn't do nothing before he went away, and they just conveniently put him away for it, I might be here for it. But don't give me both sides of bad. That's what I don't want. Don't give me both sides of bad. Give me this was a good man who had to turn to a monster because y'all did something dirty to him. The both sides of bad thing is what I don't like.
Okay, we're gonna see. So we don't want no gray. We want it clear over here. So again, of course, what's different, and you guys, we've touched on this a little bit already, but in this version, Anna is central. The wife is not just the, desperately seeking Susan at home with her paintbrush. Anna was the defense attorney who was working to free Max and lost the case after, well, didn't really lose it because she convinced him to plead guilty, right? And then, of course, both the Bowdens are dirty. Tom was the prosecutor. Anna defended and failed. They married right after the trial. Suspicious, right? Of course, we are going to an hour, 30, 45-minute movie to now stretching it out over the course of 10, almost every single episode being an hour long. Which is huge. And then, of course, what does fear look like in 2026 for the Bowdens? And I think what Dom was saying earlier was very, very accurate, that they had to be white. They had to have a level of wealth, and not just regular wealth. This is old money wealth. When you go into Savannah and see the homes and see the trees and see their foyer, honey, this is old money, right? And so it's about public perception. It's about doing good. I like the added touch that she's now working for a program like the Innocence Project. Like, I'm paying this back, right? Like, there's this need. But then on the other side of it, there's a huge air of entitlement, which is really hard for me to connect with her character in any way. Because it's like, girl, how you mad about this man coming home when you don't want, like, what's not clicking, Steven? So, Dom, I'm going to start with you. What do you think about the differences, the changes? Do any of them work for you? Are any of them that you're hesitant about?
So this is like you asked the question earlier. Do we focus on thematic changes or narrative, like being consistent to the source material? And I don't mind narrative changes as long as we're thematically consistent. And so the idea of both of them being lawyers, and we're focusing basically Anna is the Sam in this situation because he was his lawyer. Those kind of changes to me are good. And because we doing 10 hours of this, we can delve into the story, and it makes it, and making the husband the prosecutor and all of this, to me, it adds a level of complexity that I think is interesting, and I'm not mad at that. And doing this in 2026, and we already see in these first two episodes the way that we being online and we gaming, and the security system keep glitching. We know what's going to happen with that. Like the level in which Max Cady can torment these people is unprecedented. The 1962 Bowdens would have jumped off a cliff if they had to deal with this Max Cady. So I'm all good with that. Both the Bowdens being dirty, like I said, is I'm dubious. I'm cautiously optimistic because the show is good. It's building the tension well, so I'm invested. But I just do, if they both gonna be like, what did they do? What did they do? Like, was they smashing before we knew they were smashing, and they colluded and shared evidence, or what did they do? I need to know what they did. That's gonna be the key. But so far, I'm good with the changes.
Hey, Tyra, what about you? Do any of these give you some hesitancy, or are you actually good with the changes in terms of who's who, as far as Anna being kind of the formidable, I guess, opponent to Max this time around?
I mean, only if it's warranted. Just don't girl boss the situation. I mean, I'm all for the women's, okay? I am a woman. I'm all for it. But the husband in the narrative, the Tom in the situation has always just been a choice. And he was already at a disadvantage. I would always be here for, okay, of course we're giving the mother something more to do than just be a lady in waiting or a mad damsel in distress. We can always push forward with that, but this is totally different. Like, she's completely in the forefront, and just her connection with Max Cady. I say, oh, okay, he know what that thing smell like. Girl, say less. Say less. I immediately went over there. I disconnected immediately with Anna, and I said, okay, Cause she's so abrasive and she's so, it's like she's trying to prove something. Like, see, I'm a do-gooder. Look at all the good I'm doing in the community. I'm a part of this organization. And it's very, I'll take that case pro bono. It's like she's trying to prove something to herself or make up for something that she did to me. I say, oh girl, you're bad. Like it was maybe 20 minutes into the episode, I say, oh, you're trash. You're trash. I don't know what you did, but you did it. And you think that case after case and I'm freeing man after man, I'm making up for it. She she did something, and whatever she did, the husband knows about it. But if he's so complacent to whatever she did and he's just sitting, I was like, oh, this is, we when we put her in the front, we put her sex in the front as also to me, and I'm like, girl, he hit that. I don't know what you and Max Cady was doing, but he smelt you, and it's just it's different when we role reverse it like this. I put her, I shouldn't be, but just in the connection to how the story's unfolding and the fact that he isn't a rapist here, I say, oh, he hit it. He hit it, and you're hiding from it. That's immediately where I went. I don't see her as this do-gooder, and we see her visiting like, oh, we found someone who's gonna fix your teeth for free, and I don't think she really cares that much about the clientele. It's just a notch at like how much of a do-gooder she is, but I feel like she's hiding. And then when you say like, oh, this is old money, I don't think she's old money. I don't think she had any. I don't think she came from money. I think she came from like really meager beings. And it's like, I'm finally here with everything, and Max Cady is here to unravel it all. But I think that she's absolutely trash.
Oh, Tom got that old money. He got that elderly money, Tyra.
Yeah, Tom got the money. No, Tom has the money. She don't have none. She's rolling into some, but she's not coming from any money. I feel like she coming from the same raggedy streets of a Max Cady. I feel like they know each other intimately, and unfortunately, that gets to be a part of the narrative when we transfer her to being not only his lawyer, but I think some other stuff too.
I don't know. It looked real suspicious at his daddy's homeland with the little girl, but I don't know if the girl there was the girl in the hoodie or if it was her. But I know elderly money exists over there. Now she got it now, Tyra. Yeah. She got it now. But no, yeah, she's insufferable to me. That accent, just everything about her just is very much aggravating. But anyway, let's get into how the roles differ. And I want to know you guys' thoughts. These are just my quick thoughts around the De Niro portrayal and the damn Bardem version. So for me, I think that De Niro was scary as hell, right? But I felt like he was very predictable. He was a known Smex monster, almost cartoonish in the villainy, like the laughs, the cigars, the like, let me pop up at your house, let me do all this. And you never doubt again that he belongs in jail. That's just a foregone conclusion. We know he's a monster. We know he's out for blood. We don't really, care about anything else. Now, with Bardem's portrayal, and like I said, I don't know if it's because he's a little bit fine or what, but when he walks in the room, like the first time we meet him on screen and he walks into the benefit, it's like he sucked up all of the space in the room. His performance to me, I'm like, sir, what? Like, you just came in here to show out and everybody, Amy Adams is up there just looking stuck like Chuck. And I know her character's supposed to, but he to me just filled the space. He's measured, he's charismatic. Like I said, he fills the room with foreboding. Like, I'm terrified when I watch him on here. But he's wronged potentially, and also monstrous. So, Tyra, I want to start with you. What did you think of the portrayal so far from Bardem versus De Niro?
Why Richard not up here?
91 in 2026, girl. We just doing
this. He is like, but it's so different. The most amazing thing that Bardem could have done when he got here, not that he's not amazing, not that he's not big fine, was not make his intent so obvious. That's the good thing, because then it just makes the family look like idiots. Like, we already know how he rolling up. How many times the system gonna glitch, the doors are unlocked? Do y'all need a cheater to be on the front lawn before y'all get active? Where's the blicky? Where's the gun? Like, I have a soft spot for Robert De Niro. I really do. As cartoonish as it is, like, it's such an abrasive, in your face, loud movie, and they said we're just gonna turn it up just because it's not 1962 and we can. Bardem, Bardem is more quiet in his approach, but it's like you see him coming, like it's very obvious to me. So I'm like, do I want the loud obvious or the less loud? They're both like intentional in their way. I'm gonna go with Robert. I'm gonna go with Robert just because I like how straightforward his narrative is. Something is disconnecting me to Bardem that I'm sure we'll get in the following episodes, but I think we're going to go so far off a cliff with his power, if you want to call it that, and what he's able to do and manipulate. I really think it's going to be spiritual. Because when I get over there with De Niro, and the whole time he was in jail, and I think he was illiterate, and we not only learned how to read, but we got real versed in law, and really his connection to Christianity and I am God, I am law, I'm going to enact vengeance because I can. With him, I think we're like all the way far gone into a certain because we get like altars and different. I'm like, what are you conjuring up? Like, what are you? I see the little Chucky doll standing over a body. Like what are you doing? I don't know exactly what he's doing, but if it is like supernatural, I'm gonna automatically disconnect. I don't want that here. That's not I don't care. That's not my cape fear. If we just stick to it, just plain straight through, then I'll change my mind and go over there with Bardem. But if we get supernatural, I'm going back to Robert.
Tyra, please. Dom, how do you feel De Niro and Bardem differ in their portrayal of Max Cady? And do you have a preference?
Y'all gonna put some respect on my boy Robert Meacham. That's the best Max Cady we've gotten. But but Bardem, he's, like you said, more measured and much more subdued than De Niro. De Niro sitting in the movie theater with a cigar. All right. But what I'm struggling with Bardem is because my Max Cady, Robert Meacham, is charismatic. Yeah, he's charismatic, and Robert De Niro tried to be charismatic, and I didn't buy it. But because when Robert Meacham is in the bar picking up a lady, he just walks up to a lady already with a man and be like, "You got one more hour with your friends. I'm gonna be outside," and then just walks out. The swag was dripping off the screen with Robert Meacham, and Robert De Niro just ain't had that. But I don't think he was going for that either. This Bardem is like trying to be charismatic, but to me, he is more like Javier Bardem. It to me is more like what's Michael Clark Duncan in The Green Mile. It's like he's trying to play like the lovable oaf. Yeah, he's trying to play like the.
He's trying to look inferior. Like, I'm so injured. I couldn't hurt a fly.
He cut himself. He cut himself on the glass. He falling off the bench. I gotta plate my head. I can't see. I can't hear. I just don't touch. I'm big and scary, but and all these tattoos. But don't be scared of me.
Cut to the second scene. Take me in. Look at all of this.
Yeah.
Are you injured or no?
That's what I'm saying. Are you a threat or are you not? Are you intimidating or are you not? And you should pick one. And so, to me, I get what the showrunner was saying about trying to merge the two. Because the way Bardem talks in front of the cops, like, I want to talk to a lawyer, I want to talk to this lawyer, that's Robert Meacham. But the way he's doing this is Robert De Niro. And so I need some consistency. I need to know who this is. I need to know who this Max Cady is. And I don't know that I know yet. So I'm not picking either of them because Robert Meacham is my boy. But if I got to pick, I'll pick Bardem just because I like the more subdued version.
No, I'm going with De Niro. Sitting on the gate laughing with fireworks in the background.
No, absolutely not. You little Batman villain.
So, Danny, there's a couple ways that they could do it, right? And we've seen it like in recent years done very, very badly. But there's a way to incorporate a supernatural element as far as like with the altars, with the missing toe and the blood sacrifice of it all. There's different ways we could go. And especially leaning back kind of to that cold open where we see what happened to his mistress, honey. You have to almost imagine that there was some sort of force that made her do that, girl, because ain't no way you missed the first time and said, let me wake up, take this cell phone call, and I'm going to finish the job. Crazy as hell. So there's a way to do it. But like Tyra said, it's going to turn some people off. It's not going to turn me off, but it's going to turn some people off.
Doesn't that make it a different show, though, if we go supernatural?
I mean, at
It
this
does.
point, is it still
Ashley.
Cape Fear? No, because I'm still trying to say if his point is about justification of righteous anger, right?
Mhm.
And we get a fully innocent Max Cady, I still think they can make that Cape Fear. Now,
I know.
I don't know. We got 8 more episodes to watch, girl.
But
I don't know.
if they
Well,
go
see,
if they go
I
supernatural,
think
then
the main threat of a Max Cady is that he's an everyday man.
hmm
That's the thing. Like, especially when we get old back over to the Richard. Like, oh, he's just an unassuming everyday man. Like, what capabilities does he? When we go supernatural, China, now you're Batman. Like, I don't know.
yeah,
Dom,
if we get supernatural with this, then we're just Denzel Washington's falling. Like he just starts singing "Time Is on My Side" at that point. Yeah, I
Is
just
on my side. Yes, it is.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, let's get into these characters and then we're going to get into these episodes. Because honestly, guys, while things happened, narratively, it's pretty short and concise. We were really just meeting who these people are and how they move and operate in their lives. So, of course, we have Max Cady, charismatic. What I'm just saying.
It's a sloppy, reactive, self-preserving. I'm looking at Tom's description.
I mean, he's a crackhead. So, I mean, did you want me to write crackhead on the screen, Tyra? He's
Yes.
microdosing. He's a degenerate. He's cheating on his wife and family and probably doing all other manners of evil. And he's weak. Like I said, Sam was bad enough in the other one. I said, I know why they made her the defense attorney because he's not formidable at all. He left her outside with a killer. Like you just left your wife inside, ran inside, never went back to check, never went.
And she got
You good stuff? Like, yeah, but anyway, so Max charismatic weaponizes his suffering, wronged and monstrous. Anna, the richest role here. I don't know if it's the richest, but I guess it's the place we have for room for growth, right? If we see her origin story, see her, like you said, from Brick City or wherever, and she got it out of the mud or slept her way to the top, whatever. She'll have a journey. But she's guilty, in my opinion. She is elitist, in my opinion. She is the personification of entitlement to me. Even the way she was talking about good sis CCH Pounder, I don't like that. Noah Toussaint, like don't play in her face. CCH Pounder been here longer than everybody on this thing combined. Don't do that. But Noah probably is my favorite character so far. She said, Anna, I don't give a single damn, baby. She said, I don't give a damn. She said, Max, call him on the phone. Is that Max? I represented him, right? No, I don't give a damn. We need this money. I need this money, Marcus. We need this money. I love her so bad because she's so out of touch or she just doesn't care. Either way, I love her. Natalie is the daughter, the observer, honey, because she is a painting on the wall. I don't know who she is outside of wearing her hokas in a full dress walking down the street with her coffee. I said, who is this girl? She's a 30-year-old woman trapped in a 17-year-old
I don't know. I was about to say, don't. That's not acknowledge the elephant in the room. So, girl, you how old?
She looked elderly. Yeah, I thought she was 35. But I'm just.
I was wondering. I was like,
listen,
wait a minute.
She just want to be somebody. It's clear that she doesn't feel like the child that is loved or accepted by both. I'm not even their real child, but you are. And then Zach is a lunatic. Zach is a predator in the making. He's a lunatic who hates his parents, who has dealt in divulging a little girl's pictures all over the group chat. He should be under the jail, but alas, he's not. He's nodding off in the basement, chatting with who I think is Max Cady. In a female form. But these are the characters. This is our cast. Tyra, I'm going to start with you. Talk to me about some of these characters. And so far, who is your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
I'll be happy. I just want to see CCH Pounder. I don't care. I be wanting to see the best work and see CCH Pounder. I just be happy to see her and her here being devil's advocate because I don't care. Girl, are you scared? Because we're just gonna do a little interview. We're gonna have them go down. We're gonna profit off of this situation, get some publicity, and get some more funds for the foundation. Girl, are you sure? It's really all right. Like I just love how unconcerned she is. Natalie is a choice. Once I got past the idea that we were supposed to be 17, I was like, okay. It's more of a blank canvas, but it's giving like check on your strong friends while we're like so fixated on Zach. Let's not just act like she's 100% secure just because she's the oldest and she seems to be the more settled of the two. I think we need to keep our eyes on her as well. Zach, he's a spawn. He's a spawn of something. I think the most intriguing thing for me here, even though we have this robust cast, Zach and the relationship that he has with Max Cady is very intriguing to me because I want to know how far that goes and when it started. Because why are you so mad though? Why you so displaced, sir? You have something really internally going on. Tom, Tom, who on the phone, Tom? Huh? Who's on the phone, Tom? Who you talking to? Who you going to meet up with later after your microdosing? Like the way Tom could give a damn, we're going to make sure to make the husband as trash as possible.
Every time.
See, you don't care about this family. You don't care about this woman. Say the quicker I can microdose and get away from them, the better. Anna's diabolical. Okay, she might feel righteous in how diabolical she is, but whatever they said you did it, Anna. And I can't wait till we find out. I don't trust her. Max Cady, I want to know how I'm going to feel about him being vindicated and if he actually did this. If he didn't do this, is a different show if he didn't do it. This is because if you're innocent, this is something else. Like, and now I just hate when they attach names to stuff. If you're just gonna make something, just make it that so that way I won't pin it against anything else. If they would have kept this just as it is, they left out the negative shots or that blaring score, we wouldn't know that this was Cape Fear. We were like, oh, it's just another. It's not giving that. Like if he's innocent or if he's supernatural, he's a different Max Cady. But he's still fine. He's still really. This is there. It's not There Will Be Blood. This is No Country for Old Men. Like this man gonna act down. This man is great. Like he's a phenomenal actor. But are you a phenomenal actor in the Cape Fear world, or is this a different show? Like I need them to stick to it. But Anna, I want them to tell me, when they linked up and when she had time to ride on Max Cady, because I know you did it, girl. I know you did it.
Did you say who's your favorite so far?
My favorite, I'm gonna go with Zach. I'm gonna go with Zach just because he's just different, and I still just don't believe that Natalie's 17.
Baby, it was that coffee order for me. I'd like some from the Savannah Roasters, black. Hot, extra hot, no foam, no stirring. Sir, who are you talking to? Dom, talk to me about these characters. And do you have a favorite character yet?
These characters is crazy. CCH Pounder is almost an anti magical black person because she has no investment in helping the main character do anything. She is not helping the main character on her journey at all. She is out for self to the point where it's like, I get that the foundation needs some money. I get it. And Max Cady will bring in the dollars. I get that. But you didn't stop for a second to think of the optics of how Max Cady and Anna in the same room might be. You don't know. You didn't talk to this man and see, like, all right, how do you feel about this lady who got you locked up for 17 years? Like, we did the thought, because you still gotta have optics. Like when you got a foundation, you still got to have like PR conversations. So her just only thinking about the dollar signs was funny to me. Tom, and I hate being the man talking about Hollywood depiction of men, because I feel like it's easy to slide into the red pill sphere of it. But every new iteration of Cape Fear makes the man more and more trash, and I don't understand it. We could have a good husband, and if we have to have a complex character with flaws, no problem. But why he got to have two secrets? He a drug addict and he cheating. Like, can't he just have one vice? Like, I'm just and then the person on the phone, I'm hoping that they make us think that he's cheating and it's some other secret. I'm so tired of the rich, wealthy husband got to be stepping out. Like, we got to have another way to sow division in the marriage. Like, this can't be every marriage issue. It's tiring at this point. And so I'm hoping
He's
somebody
emasculated, Dom.
I don't really care about emasculating.
I'm just playing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I just want better storytelling. I just want y'all to, we got a husband, we got a wealthy husband, we need conflict.
Yeah.
Cheating, or he's gay, or both. All right.
Or
give him a
both.
gambling addiction. Zach,
I didn't cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Zach is cool. Zach and Miss Max Cady's relationship is probably the most interesting aspect of this show, and how this man is going to twist this boy into the knife that's going to cut all these other people down should be interesting to watch. Natalie is a middle child with only two children somehow. She's the overlooked disregarded child, and that's going to come back to bite these parents. But I have no compassion for these parents because these are the worst parents on TV right now. The fact that we'll probably get into it, but the way this son treats his mother, I'm like, oh, these aren't real parents. Okay, these parents are horrible. All right.
And did you say your favorite? If you had to choose one?
If I had to choose one, probably Anna, just because I like Amy Adams. Amy Adams is my favorite actress on here, so I'll just pick it.
Really?
Okay, choices.
I like Arrival. You ain't seen Arrival? Arrival's great.
Thank you, Swag Fan, for being a member for 19 months of The Struggle is Real. Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.
19 months, a long time.
A mighty long time. A mighty long time. Now we can get into the episode one of it all. So we open up at a 4th of July cookout. We meet the Bowdens, and we're immediately rained out. A storm is coming. Yeah, subtle foreshadowing. We know what's brewing under the surface. The family's already broken. Zach hates his parents. Natalie, like you said, is the child that no one loves but does all the mothering, apparently. Because why am I the one knocking on the neighbor's door to find this little boy? You know, you're messing with a little girl. That's what got me when the podcaster rolled up in his, ride to try. You're messing with a little girl. Where's the little girl, madam? Anna is buried in her justice work. She's on a press tour because we are trying to raise money for this nonprofit. And we have about 1 million red flags in episode 1. So outside of the foreshadowing of the brewing storm that's headed our way, we have a family of skunks in the damn pool. If I know that I have done wrong in my former life and I have to pull out a family of skunks, and I know that I have a nuclear family, a husband, a wife, a baby skunk, and another baby skunk, I'm moving. I'm selling the property by proxy, and I'm getting out of the country because clearly chickens are coming home to roost, and I don't want to be here for that. The reporter mentions the case. Can I get, some information about the case? Still, Anna, this smart woman, this attorney, still, it's not what's not clicking, Stephen. Of course, the news then has to come on and tell her that, listen, Max is out. The jig is up. We're doing all of that. And the night before the benefit, Byron, one of our exonerated prisoners that's supposed to be speaking to get these donor funds, not answering the door. And he's really laid out dead with his mama in her oxygen tank. There are so many red flags in this first episode. The alarms going off indiscriminately, shadows lurking in the background. Where's that alarm? No one's like, it boggled my mind, right? Of course, we find out this case returns, that Max actually went to prison for unaliving his wife who was pregnant with his unborn son. And he's freed when his mistress herself, not once, but twice, and has the unaliving weapon, all of the articles. It almost looked like a shrine. Which again play into the supernatural element. Was that her sacrifice for this man? It goes over there. She dies by suicide, takes the blame, all of that. So now he's a free man. At this benefit where we're raising money, Anna's up on stage. Max enters and takes the microphone. Yeah. So, Miss Devereaux. Oh, no. It's not Devereaux it's Bowden, right? Yeah. Mrs. Bowden. And that Tom. Oh, so my defense attorney and the person who prosecuted me right over there. But yeah, no, I don't blame anyone. I did my 6,000 days. It tried to kill him every single day, Tyra. He said death was every day. By fingers and toes is how it went. But now I'm here to raise money for the people because I don't harbor any ill will. It's fine. Everything's fine. There's no, I'm just here to raise the money. Later on that evening, we get home after he falls out, cuts himself to show he's not a danger, and tells Anna, don't worry, I never told anybody. What did you never tell anybody, sir? I never told anybody. All the way home, and she doesn't realize that she has her handbag, doesn't have her handbag. And I said, okay, you don't have your good purse and stuff? We hear rustling outside. The whole family runs out to see Max walking up the drive because he's been there already. He already knew where you lived. Yeah, you left us behind, and I went inside. It had all your information. So I just wanted to drop the purse. Okay, well, just leave it there. The husband tries to step up. What are you doing here, Max? What's going on? It's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, but what about your son? He looks mighty bad. My son? What did you do to my son? Why are you here, Max? Your son's bleeding out on the front porch. Tom leaves her, abandons her, takes the son in the house, doesn't see the trail of blood pooling after he's walked throughout the whole house. She quickly gets rid of Max, comes in the house, and sees the blood instantly because she's the smart one. Take off his shoe. We discover his toe is gone, and she sees the recounting of fingers and toes, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Max did this to my baby. He did this to my son. Not my son did it to himself because he was slapping himself in the face earlier in the episode for no reason, but because Max did this. Dom, I'm starting with you. Episode 1, how did it resonate with you? Were there any key moments that stood out to you? And as far as the red flags, if you knew you were an evildoer and you started seeing these little things happen, what actions would you take? I'm just curious.
Well, so let me say that this is in these first 2 episodes, this is one of the few instances where I think the show did something better than both the movies. Because in both the movies, we meet Max Cady immediately, like scene 1, act 1, scene 1. Max Cady shows up and is like, I'm back and I'm looking at you. So now every weird thing that happens, the family's like, Max Cady did it. But in the episode where the weird stuff starts happening first, and it's like, and Savannah being the location, and what Patrick Wilson says about it'll storm for 10 minutes, then the storm passes. It's good parallel. Savannah's really good for that because that's exactly what happens. And so the skunks in the water, the alarm glitching, all that stuff happens before we know Max Cady's out of prison. So it's just ominous at this point. And then we know he's out of prison. Then the guest disappears. And so by the time he's in the doorway with the shadow over his face, it's like the devil is here. Like it was the tension build was so good. I was locked in. And then when he turns and looks and it's like fingers and toes, knowing that that's going to ring in her head later in an hour when she finds her limping son. To me, the way we built up to Max Cady in this episode was brilliant, and I absolutely loved it. Now these are white folks. These is rich white folks. These is rich Southern white folks. They gonna do certain stuff a certain way. They, you know what I'm saying? Certain stuff ain't gonna ring. Certain stuff that's gonna ring bells in us ain't gonna ring bells in them. Because if I find I'm just saying, if I find a family of skunks ain't that dumb. Skunks are dumb. Skunks ain't that dumb. A family, a nuclear family. It wasn't 5 kids of skunks. It was 2 parents and 2 kids in my water. I'm like, who? I'm not thinking it's Max Cady, but somebody did this. They didn't just drop in here on accident. That's not what happened. And so some of that is weird, but these rich folks, so they got different problems. But I love this episode.
So people just have no shame, Dom, because like I said, if I knew I was an evildoer and did things, I think I would always be waiting to reap whatever, consequences. So when I started seeing funny stuff happen, I would take note and be like, oh, I remember who I wronged because it's coming.
You wronged somebody. You wronged somebody almost 2 decades ago. You didn't bury that deep. You didn't stop looking over your shoulder after 10 years. You stopped looking over your shoulder, especially when the person you wronged you think is still locked up. You didn't forget all about him.
That's privilege.
And as privilege, and you got to have a conscience. You got to have a conscience for that to eat you up. You don't. She didn't start caring until when she looked at her husband. You're like, he couldn't know. You don't think he knows. She just worried about getting caught. She ain't worried about what she did to that man, because these are the evil people. I'm convinced until they show me otherwise. They didn't flip the story of Cape Fear, and these are the evildoers. These are the monsters, and Max Cady is the lawful, the outside of the law of vengeance that has to come. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Tyra, what did you think of episode 1? And if you see a family of skunks pulled out of your pool and you're an evildoer, how do you respond to that? I'm just curious.
I didn't like none of this. I didn't like none of, so I feel like they're doing too much because I feel like from the POV, has he not been a voyeur this entire time? Has he not been like looming, watching, and like it's like he's been there before we even found out like, oh, he's out of jail. It's like he was like unless it's like it's either him or he had like if we have a tag team and someone else doing his bidding, because I ran it back and I was like, okay, we took ourselves out and then we have that supernatural shrine whatever aspect and she hops back up and I'm like, there would be a supernatural aspect for something to ding where wherever you are to go, hey girl, it didn't take effect the first time, I need you to get up and try it again. But then when you listen to, he has a very thick accent if nothing else, I'm like, that's not you on the phone, that's somebody else.
It's
That's
not
not some. It's not him on the phone. I listened to it several times. I said, that's not him. I said, that's not you. It's someone who doesn't have an accent. And then that leads me to look at the son or Tom because those are the only people that we've met so far. But it's like, why would you have interest to have him released or exonerated in any way? But it's not him on the phone. So I'm like, okay, there's that. Then we have the like the all-seeing eyes and the third eye and the evil eye and the Reaper tattoos and all of these things on him. I'm like, are you I don't know. I think the main thing they shouldn't just call this Cape Fear, just call it something else. I think the main distraction for me was how broken the family already is. I was like, normally you try to put up an air of like, oh, okay. And then the fun for Max Cady was, watching the family unravel. And then we get to the murder, death, kill aspect and enacting the revenge. They already broken and fractured as hell. I was like, wait, we can't root for these people. Like, y'all don't even like each other. The way that son is like, yeah, it's Tuesday. He'll be back. Where is he? I don't give a damn where he is. We're just gonna go on down to this banquet and this benefit, and it's gonna be a Tuesday. We really could give a damn. And even the son, and I think we got some of the motivation with him, the news and the girlfriend and the whole thing, but how mean spirited he is towards the family. And I'm like, it's giving more than like entitled rich kid, like a little brat. It's like, what do you know that we don't? And I'm like, do you know something that we don't? Or because we see the angel in the game and how he's obsessed with that. And I'm sure a lot of us feel like, okay, yeah, this next Max Cady playing on your top via the game as well as the text messages. But it's like, has that been going on before? Has he been contacting you from jail? Like, how far, does this connection go for him to be so far gone just in the midst of 2 episodes? Like, you were never okay. Because we have that moment where I don't know, I think he's re-upping from gaming and he has so much food and she's like, what the hell are you eating for 2? And he's like, no, I'm gaming. Like, he has twice of everything. It's like, were you feeding Max Cady in the side room? And it's like, this family is so fractured and so broken that we don't really delve or bother to drop our own ambitions for that week to really go check or look for him. But this happened under your own roof in the adjacent like wing of the house. Like, you were right there the whole time. Nobody thought to like, let me go check. I know we're doing construction, but let me just search the whole house for our son. It was like, no, you were over there slipping into darkness and nobody having your toe severed and nobody knew. It's just how broken they are already. It's like so on the nose and intentional to me. Like, if we have Tom, I don't know, the reporter's like, hey, do you want to have a sit down? It's 2 lawyers. We want your opinion. He was like, well, no, I don't want to. I'm a good lawyer. She's actually a good person. Like, I want to tell you firsthand that I'm trash, audience. It's like, why are we being so brazen? I don't know what I'm supposed to cling to immediately outside of Javier's like really good performance because he's captivating. But it seems like they were being watched before. It seems like the relationship and the dynamics that he has with the son has been kind of breeding over time, and it's not something just overnight from the moment that you got out. Because by the time we get to, I guess they're encountering the bathroom, it's like, F my family. I was like, what? I know, because they tell the kids, be on the lookout. This man is being released. You know who this man is, and you say F your family. Like, y'all know each other or something odd. And then we have the weird thing of him seeing, I guess, what would have been Max Cady's son if he had aged to the little AI rendering thing. Like, he's like obsessed. I'm like, were you like interested in the serial unaliver like aspect? Did you reach out to him? Like, what is y'all connection? Because it's not this. And then you have Tom over there microdosing, hiding in corners. He's not waiting for the moments. Like, the way it was taxing to him just to check on his own son. He's like, oh God, like, what do I say? Like, I'm not good. He said, I'm not good at this. I'm just trying to go off and do my own thing, whatever that thing may be. But he's in a way. And then we have our 35, 17-year-old who's they lost me like right after this banquet, and we have the talk and everything, even with everything going on and how heightened that was, and the son still kind of MIA at that moment. She stopped and made sure in the car to reassure her about the relationship that she had with her ex-husband, how she and Tom got together, and it was kind of kismet. He was like a Prince Charming, and I was like, girl, if this is her daddy, just say that. Because that's what it's given. I think Max Cady is her. What else could you be hiding? And so far, Max Cady is not so like, he's like fixated on revenge, but it's more so, you took something from me. Like, I didn't come from much of anything. And I finally had, I guess, my American dream, my nuclear family. And y'all shut it down and then said that I murdered her and my unborn child. I want what's coming to me and my daughter. And I feel like that's the only reason to take away the grapey aspect, because we don't want that kind of relationship. Like, we went for the son. Like, are we going to go for Natalie? If we get into more episodes and Natalie goes unscathed, I'm like, okay, you don't want to touch your baby girl? Is that what it is? I feel like they know each other intimately, because it's like, well, does he know? And then it's like, well, you don't know me. You don't know. No, I know you. I know you real well. How? There's only so many ways we can know somebody real well. We either grew up together, we know each other, from way back, from the deep, deep South, or girl, I'm the baby daddy. I'm the pappy. I'm just not sure what direction we're going into. And I just would have appreciated if the family wasn't so instantly fractured. And if they were, let us find out that later, because that tied to how Max makes his intentions very clear. Like, there's this family, and I guess they're privileged and they're old money, and then there's just stupidity. Like, they're not moving in these episodes at all. They could give a damn. They're like, I don't care. The sun is one thing, but that's fine. But the security system, the forest skunk, and the mountain lion that came out of nowhere. That's the girl. Y'all need a damn house to fall on the top of your heads. I thought once she got to the house, and it's like, as soon as Max Cady drops, my whole world falls apart. My case that was supposed to come on down and speak on our behalf and what we've done exonerating. Like, I'm like, girl, you see the flies in the window. You know, only one thing is going to bring that amount of flies. I thought that would be the hiccup to go, oh, okay, it's really real. But they're still moving like there's no element of fear to be had. I'm like, girl, do you want to hop back on that thing? Do you need some more time? Like, what's the holdup? I need you to get some security out front and get a gate. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, what she says happened is that, things didn't work out with the fiance, who was allegedly the father of Natalie, and she went into labor on the courtroom floor, and Tom came to the rescue. Don't let Tom ask for anything. So the idea that he came and moved really fast and got her to the hospital, and that's when she fell in love, they're lies. It's lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. None of these.
Why? What would Tom? I'm just, the only thing that keeps me from going over there is like, what would Tom gain from lying or taking that on? Like, why would you want that?
I don't think he knows. I think she's
I think he
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What secret are they keeping?
It's got to be about Max. It's got to be about how they got him in jail.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, that's what, because we did the right thing, but we did the right thing. It was right,
And because this is a adaptation of the 91 version, like specifically, and Martin Scorsese has his hand on it, it might be a similar situation of like they had evidence that was like, this might get him off, and both of them was like, but he did it, so let's hide the evidence. If it's that same kind of thing that they colluded to bury, sure. If he's actually innocent, this only makes sense if he's actually innocent. Because in the 91 version, he was still guilty. Well, yeah, he was still guilty. So it was like, this only makes sense.
But even if he was, wouldn't we want to make it like more like, why would they let the audience in on it so quickly? Or is the writing just supposed to be better than I think it is?
It's definitely not going to be exactly what we think. It couldn't possibly be. It couldn't possibly be.
No, it's not going to be the exact same thing.
Yeah, it couldn't be. They wouldn't do that. I am curious as to how they're not being brought into questioning or pulled by the bar to have a conversation just about the ethics around, you being the prosecuting attorney, her being the defense attorney and how he didn't do this thing, right? Like, but you convinced him to plead guilty
That's
and
the
all of
other
those.
thing. Like, unless you gave me some cat with how prominent and passionate he is about that family, and I didn't do this to my wife or my unborn. This was my moment. This was my chance to be somebody. You ain't convincing me of nothing. I'm not, even if you are my lawyer, I'm not gonna be convinced that you have my best interest at heart unless I've been hitting it on the low. This entire time, these months of trial, yeah, I got you to them 9 months. That's my baby.
I tend to lean this way critical. I think he's holding a secret of hers. He's holding something that could potentially ruin her life as she knows it, potentially, is all I can think of. But child, it's got to be deeper. It's got to be. Now, getting on over here to episode 2, I don't know, between this and then last night watching Interview with the Vampire, I don't know why they wanted to take me into them Punisher streets. Well, it was Daredevil, but it was Frank. Like, why do I need to have this invincible battle on every single show in this hallway, like, or in this weight room or wherever it is? Why is it one man against an army? But we get this black and white shot 7 years ago where Max is fighting for her life, or excuse me, fighting for his life, and somebody paid them people. I know a targeted paid hit when I see one, and I need to know who paid for the hit. Because he wasn't in there messing with none of the men in the prison in the pink eye. He wasn't doing that. He was in that good old weight room, minding his business, doing pull-ups, doing them upside down things, lifting his weights, and the Aryan Brotherhood came in there ready to attack. The old man, the watcher on the wall, was in the corner as it all went down, and that was one of the most brutal fights that I've seen. And like I said, it gave the Punisher. I was like, so you're just a superhero. But he got this cut in his head that he explains to us why he's slow in the first in the head. So that's why I'm a little bit delayed now, because I don't think all the way straight. We find out that Zach has swallowed his own toe. I thought he was about to die. I thought he was having an anaphylactic shock reaction to something there, but this was his toe coming back up, and hopefully they can reattach it. I don't know what the stomach digestive enzymes and bile does to a phalange once you swallow it, but hopefully he's able to add it back. But oh no, he's not, because he had it in a jar. They let him keep the specimen. But while they're at the hospital, Max was arrested because we know you did something. He's there, butt booty naked, and she's roaming the halls of the hospital like she just knows what's going on. Comes outside his room, he's showing, the Grim Reaper, the Madonna, the whatever, and all these eyes all over his body. And I was like, is she getting a little aroused?
She's hot. She's telling you she was hot.
Behind that curtain, what did you do to my son? His toe, and we have to have this really melodramatic interaction between them. Tom is floundering because, all right, I guess I'll take you home, son. Son says, I want a black coffee from the Savannah Roaster's house. I want it extra hot. I want it here in the next 2 minutes. All right. That's what I want. These are my demands. But before we leave the hospital, he just happens to bump into Max in the bathroom where, your parents, are you good? Blah, blah. I hate my effing parents. Okay. All right, buddy. We know what it is. All this is happening. Natalie is at home. What Tyra call her, 35 and 17. She's at home. Yeah. And I'm like, they're playing ding dong ditch. There's a knock on the door. She opens the door wide and walks out like an idiot. I see a hooded figure run in. And I said, oh God, but Max is at the hospital. So who's running in this house? It's her pocketbook partner, who I believe she bumps pocketbooks with.
Pocketbook partner.
I said, what is going on here? And, it's her friend, and they want to, have snacks and have a good time. And then we find an altar. We find mice. We find an altar in one of the reno rooms. And at this point, I'm just verklempt because what are we doing over here? There's also a hooded mystery woman that bumps into Anna at the hospital that's outside the gate in Savannah that's trailing and tailing everyone, and I don't know who she is. Byron's body, the exonerated man, is also discovered that he's gone, and now maybe I have questions. Anna, girl, I need Anna to get a grip because she's the only hope for herself and her family at this point. Then, because Anna's busy doing all her family things, Noah says, Miss Toussaint says, let me call Max. Listen, because we need to talk to Ruben. He's trying to get out the program. We need him. We need this. We need this money. So somebody go talk him off the ledge. He's set to be executed in a couple weeks. Let me send Max. Max goes in with bells on. Man, I know what you're going through, brother. I know what you're going, Chicano pride. Like, let's have this moment together in the brotherhood and let's talk about it. And he says, man, I heard about you. Man, I never hurt anybody till I got in prison. They made me this monster. You know what this system do to us. And I said, that's right, Ruth. Like that's what the system do to people. And so immediately I'm like, well, damn, Max, are you really you trying to help brother man get free and off the road, or are you? These are the questions. We see Max getting a brand new dog, sending the other man to the Humane Society because you're not taking care of this dog. Let me get this dog. And finally, we see him shopping for homes, house shopping. And the lady said, listen, I know who you are. He says, listen, the check's going to clear, but I need some space. That lady walked 5 feet over and turned around. No, I need you. I need more space than that. All right, I'll just wait in the foyer. Ho, if you don't leave this house so I can have my hallucination in peace. He sits down on that couch. He sees his dead wife, the baby, the son that could have been, and he melds back into this other world. And I just want to know, Dom, is he right next door to them people? Where is Max? And talk to me about episode 2.
Oh, that man is on Elm Street. He right down the street. He the neighbor now. And that's great. It's great. This episode one, the prison scene in the front in the beginning, the flashback scene was a great, great, great homage to the films, because in both the films, the in both the films, the Bowdens hire 3 guys to try and kill Max Cady, and he takes on 3 guys and beats them. And so this is the more so than anything else in this episode. That scene made me feel like he was innocent, because what that scene in the movies was supposed to represent was like that was the first time the dad went outside the law. He finally got fed up with every legal way, and he tried to go outside the law to deal with Max Cady. So that was a law-abiding citizen being reduced to the having to go outside the law, and Max Cady had to deal with those ramifications. And this is kind of, if he's innocent, this was kind of the inverse of that. It was like he was a law-abiding citizen, and he still had to deal with the ramifications of going outside the law with these people trying to kill him. So I love the scene, especially because it was in black and white, which made me think of the 1962 film, which is the best version. And it was gruesome, and it was like, this is the monster y'all turning me into. So I very much liked it. The home invasion, I don't know what this friend is. The girl and her pocketbook pal is the most uninteresting aspect. It's the most uninteresting aspect of this. I'm sure it'll lead to something that'll be interesting.
He's here to die.
But every time we go to the daughter and whatever the daughter's doing, even though I could pause it, I'm like, now's a good time for a bathroom break. And I don't care. And then the Ruben death row scene, when he went to go talk to the guy, I felt like when he was like, I didn't hurt anybody until they put me in here, I believed him. And maybe that's the show sucking me in, because it's like, oh yeah, you really believed him and he's really a monster. But I'm like, this man is innocent. And that's the only way that that's the only way that this stays Cape Fear, is that, like I'm gonna keep saying it, is he got to be completely innocent. He got to be. But this made me believe it. This made me be like, all right, maybe they doing something really interesting with what is justice and who's right and who's wrong. And this is like a very elevated law-abiding citizen. And so I'm good with that. The toe, the infamous toe. I don't believe these parents. These are the worst parents I have seen in a very long time. Because and I said this in my upload, but if you believe that your son disappeared for hours to go meet a girl who gave him some unknown drug, the drug is still unknown. We didn't do no tox screen at the hospital. We didn't do no drug test. We don't know what he took, but he took a drug that made him, you believe, bite off his own toe. You believe he got so high that he bit off his own toe, and then proceeded to put the sock back on and the shoe back on his bloody foot. Like, this is what you believe, and then dazedly walk around your house for an unknown determined amount of time. This is what you believe. And you're not sending this boy to rehab. You're not getting this boy committed. You're gonna increase his therapy visits to 3 times a week. What? And then you're gonna let him. You're not ordering nothing. First of all, you're not ordering nothing. You bet not. You didn't call your mom a B at the dinner table. The way that, and I'm always advocate of, if you're gonna spank your kids, you can't wait to they double digits to spank them. That's too late. You got to start spanking them early, because if you start spanking a teenager, that ain't right. Hit him. Hit him. He needs his ass whooped. And it was the out of all the crazy stuff that happened in these 2 episodes, the way this boy was talking to his parents with absolutely no repercussion. These parents do not care about this boy. He's missing a toe. He's missing a piece of his body, and we all still going to work. Like, work didn't stop. we all still going to whatever we was going to do. The whole house supposed to stop because my son came home sans a toe. All of him didn't make it home. That's the way these parents are the devil incarnate is just abundantly clear to me. And then with Max, if you want America to like somebody, give him a dog. They done made this man get a dog. He got a house. He got a house. He got a dog. All he missing is his family to have the American dream. He just missing his wife and kid to have the American dream. The way this righteous anger is going to descend on these white folks is going to be, and that's why they couldn't have made Max Cady black. They couldn't have told the story and casted a black man, because the way this would have been reparations for us,
Lord, they would have taken to the streets.
they would have been marching in the streets. But Javier Bardem is just racially ambiguous enough. It's like we gonna, especially with his mouth closed before he start talking. He just he like Edward James almost. It's like we know, but we can forget, and it's like that's gonna let it slide. But it was good. I'm here for it. I can't wait to this. This was good.
Listen, it was a conversation Tom was having with the doctor, and the son was like, "You told my secrets." Because he's trafficking in children's pictures now. Damn it, he's a predator.
You're a creep. You're a creep. You're a predator. We should have sent you somewhere for that. We shouldn't be having no heart-to-heart talks about an accident. No, you should have went to military school for that. But these parents is horrible.
Hey, thank you, boo, for the $4.99 super chat, the first super chat of the night. Woo, woo, woo. What would y'all do if you're innocent, your defense attorney screws up your deal, then married the prosecutor? Child, I'd be fit to be tied, honestly. That's why I can't get too mad at Max. Because like Dom said, it almost feels like reparations. Because if he is in fact innocent, and this is what you did, may the chips fall where they may, baby. You sow what you reap. You get what you paid for. You get what you get, Anna, and you can't throw a fit. Do you guys have any? What would you do if your son was at home crying all alone?
Oh, I'm getting out of jail. And I'm showing up to a banquet, talking about fingers and toes, making everybody like me. Then I'm cutting off a toe, making them swallow it, and I'm getting a dog.
He said just straight like that. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Tyra?
I guess to start with this prison flashback. Like y'all said, I really enjoyed the black and white aspect, but this does lean into his mental state. This hooded being walking around, just when we thought like, oh, it's all in your head, and then it bumps into Anna in the hospital. It was like, okay, well, who is this? What? I don't know. That it seems like somebody's working together. Even how Cavalier someone is moving through the house. I want to know. Please don't make it like some dual personality stuff, because it looks like a redhead. I was like, I know that ain't Anna walking around, and like, please don't do the most. I swear I will leave y'all. Don't do the most, show, because I was like, what? And then I'm like, it bumped into her in the hallway, so it could be. I don't know, but it adds to, oh, I'm weak, I really can't oh, the glass shattered in my hand, oh, let's limp over here to the side so I can talk about how diabolical you are and what you did to me and the condition of my, do you say, you see my eye? Do you see my eye? Do you see the scar here? But at the same time, do you see the state of me? I really couldn't hurt a fly. Like, then once when the police rolled up and he said, "Oh my God, I didn't know it was the cops," and he rolled out like a Universal Soldier. I said, "What the hell are you doing? You didn't even walk out of the bedroom. You rolled out of the closet like it was procedure, sir." What? I didn't even know. Oh my bad. I didn't know it was the police. What are you doing in the closet? No. Like, you live here, right? This is where you resting your head. Like, why are you in the closet? Like, and then he flips out, and it's like, well, I was prepared because I just assumed that Anna would think that I did that to her son and she was going to send you. But the way I said, we're trying to remain, an air of innocence. Let's not roll out of the closet and do damage, Universal Soldier. But the impact of the brain damage from that weight, it's like, are you okay? Like, how much of you can we really believe if your mental is compromised and it's fractured in a way? And he keeps having these, these visions and these flashes of the wife and everything, but I don't see a world where, like, he's saying, oh well, this works if he's innocent. I don't think he's all innocent though. Something's happening. Like, there's an air of kooky there. There's some crazy there. There's something really unsettling. And you could say, baby, I've been locked down 17 years with this plate in my head. That's been allowed to fester. But in what world would Max Cady be innocent? Like, he shouldn't have been Max Cady. Like, y'all gonna make me mad if he's innocent. Make the family as trash as you want to, but y'all reverse it. You're taking me too fast. You're taking me too fast. We don't really know what he's seeing or what those visions quite mean. Even when we get into like his past and the relationship he said he had with the mother, and she was drugged out. The father abandoned me, act like he didn't know me. We see him in a cage. We see him getting baptized. We see a girl standing there. And it's like, well, I've been through all of that, and this was my moment to make something of myself. I finally felt like I was out of it, and then you have me arrested and put in jail for something that I didn't do. So that could break him. He's weird. I'm like, you're innocent? Are you? And if you are, like, how innocent are we? If we want to direct the energy towards these parents, fine. Who goes after the boy, the kids? Because you can't tell me he hasn't been talking secretly to the son this entire time and they don't have some type of arrangement. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's brainwashed. Something's broken in that boy. So I don't know. It is. Now, the friend from the home invasion, I don't care if I ever see her again. She already annoyed me from the moment that she touched down on screen. It was an asset, girl. Yes, we found the altar. We seen the candles. We saw the possum, the whole thing. Yeah, but I don't need you here unless you axed out, unless you here to just add to the body count. Don't be weird in my face, girl. You got on my nerves. I want her to smack the hell out of her, even if they are bumping pocketbooks. We can find another pocketbook. Ruben in the death row situation. First of all, CCH Pounder, I need you to care about. She said this is a foundation. So you see how many blacks working here? We need all the funding we can get. It's hard out here for a black foundation. Get on down there. She said, not only are you going to come and sit and do an interview, she said, yeah, I told him, go on. If you want to do, you want to do something, you go on down. And, Ruben said that he was dropping his case and he didn't want to, do you think you can go down there and speak some life into him? Like, who are you talking about? Who does that? Who does that? And he's there, and of course he does it. But it's like, is that like self-serving? Like, what do you, I don't think he's going to do anything or have any motivations that don't apply to his plan. So what part of that does it play? Or is this just something like, well, see, I'm actually a good person. I went down there and convinced that man. Like, I don't know what that's going to do for him. That damn toe. Tom said, well, where's your toe? If you can tell me, if you can remember where the toe is, maybe we can reattach it. Like, where? I said, do you care, Dad? Because I can understand the disconnect. Like, oh, that's my stepdaughter. That's not my. But the son, I'm like, is he yours? Like, why are you so disconnected from your own son? He just didn't really care. And by the time we get to the bathroom, and I'm going up the stairs and I'm gonna be alone, and I don't know why they're so fractured. It's just something that's been brooding before we ever met this family, before Max Cady ever got out. And I feel like Max Cady been writing him letters or something on the low Plantain Seas, or he's just been invested so much that he's concocted something himself, but the son don't even seem that bright. I'm confused. I don't know. Girl, who is Byron?
That was the other man in the Innocence Project who had the mama with the oxygen.
Oh, I was like,
Rest Byron. Sorry to that man. He gone.
Byron. And that's something. And once again, that was
Byron.
something where it kind of felt like, oh, that's too bad. But now who else do we have that's going to speak on, the name of the foundation? Now we really need Ruben to get active. Like, she didn't care. It wasn't enough concern about that man and his mama on the floor for me. I didn't feel like she cared. Even when it came to Max, I'm about to get real active because my son went missing, the toe. They're like, it's too much going on. Just the moment that you decide to get out, I don't know. I don't know. Now Max going to get that dog. We stayed in that scene a little longer than I cared to. I said, unless there's going to be a sequence where the Humane Society matters, and in that pit or whatever he's going to swap, we better see that man again for as long as we sat there for him to get that cane corso. So we're in this scene a long time. And then we're there to spend money that we don't have yet. He said, "This is going to be my house." She said, "Look here." She said, "Do you need some money? I just really don't feel like you have the funds to be here." So yes, it's going to come down the pipeline. I'm going to get what's coming to me, like in every single way. She's like, "Yeah, I'm going to step right over here." She said, "Don't touch the merchandise. It's out of here." I said, "I need some time alone." I just kept waiting for us to pan to the window and him living across the street. I'm glad we didn't go there because really, Max, you move like I'm just all innocent, but you move in the house directly across the street. But us trying to move with money we don't even have yet is absolutely crazy. I don't know how far we can trust Max and his innocence if his mental is so fractured, and if we're willing to do that to a nice innocent boy. I don't know. But that's if he did it. If we try to flip it so much that this family's just so diabolical, they wanted so bad to try to set Max Cady up that they drugged their own son, cut his toe off, had him swallow it, and took him to the hospital like they didn't do anything. Don't do nothing like that. Just keep it plain and simple.
I mean, ultimately, we'll see. I like how we can kind of question what the system does, because I think this is palatable for some people, more than like Dom was saying, if this had been a Black antagonist or whatever on the show. I think it's palatable for them to receive a Javier Bardem type, go through this and know he was really innocent. So now we can look at these other people as the true villains they are. And I also like that now he's not squeaky clean anyway. I mean, he's done dirt, he's caught bodies at this point anyway. So even if he was innocent before, he's no longer innocent. I'm just interested to see how they're going to tie this all together to really keep it as compelling as it was to me in these first two episodes. But y'all, in a nutshell, those were the first two episodes. I do want to just talk about the overall reception and what the critics have said. Y'all know my Sweet Pea rating was 4.2 sweet peas out of 5, which is a really strong rating. I thought it was a really strong premiere. The critics said 77% on the tomato meter ranked this big praise for Bardem and Adams. I hate Amy Adams' accent in this. I'm so sorry. I do. It sounds like she's shivering. It sounds almost like Katharine Hepburn at moments. I'm like, did you sit up and watch her old tapes or something to try to finagle this strange Southern accent? Main knock from most reviewers was that 10 episodes is way too long. They would have preferred a cute 6 or 8 episodes, a lot leaning towards 6. And to me, this was perfectly paced on there. Everyone was calling it a slow burn. To me, it wasn't slow. It wasn't a slow burn to me. But that's what the people are saying. Tyra, how do you feel about the reception and all of that? And how would you rate it if you had to put a score on it?
I think the reception is accurate. I would have went more so 67 and 77%, but that's just me. 10 episodes is concerning because, like I said, if we had led with the unraveling, like the slow churn of the family, but it's already so fractured. So it's like, from where we are, what are we going to be doing for 10 episodes? It's interesting that they must have some more things in the tuck that we don't know about. I don't think that they would just give us 10 episodes for nothing. And we like, extra episodes. But if it's just some filler, please don't piss me off. The rating, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Personally.
She said it passes, it's passable. Dom, reception, what do you think about what the critics are saying, and how would you rate these first 2 episodes?
I mean, they always say C's get degrees, so I guess a 77 is fine. I would have went. I'm a little higher on it than as with all of my critiques. and concerns, I probably would have given it like an 80. 80%. I probably would have been like, this was a good.
Get that house.
It was also shut up. But it's also good that they dropped 2 episodes at the same time. Because when I watched it, I did not know that both episodes was coming out at the same time. So that's good. I think that kept it from feeling slow. I don't know if they just gave me the first episode, even with that cliffhanger of the toe. I don't know, but watching both episodes back to back was good. I can't know. Like, did these critics get to see all 10 episodes to be saying that 10 episodes is too long? Okay, well if they saw it, then that's fine. Then they might drag it. Well, because I believe people be like 10 episodes too long. Well, you don't see it. It depends on the story. The Madison was 6 episodes, and that was perfect for the Madison.
Great.
But some episodes need longer. I mean, some seasons need longer. I thought that this was short because when I first watched it, I didn't know it was a limited series. I thought we was going to be trying to do more than one season. So I thought that changed my predictions on what this show was going to do, not that it's limited series. So we'll see. I'm good with it.
Alrighty. And now, I mean, in honor of Dom, I said, why the hell not? Let's do some rapid fire to end this live because I know how much he loved this. So let's go ahead and get started. Dom, I want to know from you really quick, and you guys participate in the chat. I mean, I thought y'all was going to give me your ratings too, but I didn't say it. So please be sure to give your ratings and your responses to these rapid fire questions. The engagement helps to push, right? You got to push. All right. Bardem's Max or De Niro's Max, Dom? Who scares you more?
Bardem, easily.
Tyra?
De Niro.
Okay. Most compromised, Anna, Tom, or Zach? Tyra?
Anna.
Dom, most compromised?
Yeah, and Annie is not okay.
The mystery redhead woman. Who is she, Dom? Really quick. Who is she? Who do you think she is?
Part of the cult. I think Max Cady got a cult.
Okay. All right. Tyra?
A cult, Dom. Man, I don't know. I was hoping that lady was a figment of his imagination. I don't know. A cult and them being that invested in his freedom, that would make sense as to why that lady would double tap herself like that. I mean, a cult is interesting, but why is she a redhead? It's not too many redheads walking around Savannah, Georgia, in the orange heat. Then it just gives like Anna. If you have a twin, do you have a twin? Like, I feel like they're gonna jump the shark. I hope that it's just a mysterious redheaded woman and not anything to do with Anna, please.
All right. Tyra, is Max a monster just on his own, or is he a monster that the system made?
I think it's both. I think it's both.
Go ahead, Tyra. I'm sorry.
No, I think he was a little bit of a monster before he went in there, and we really got monstrous when we had the double tap people behind them prison walls.
Dom, she said it was a dormant monster. It just got livened up. Yeah, brought out.
My hope is they got Tom Hanks locked up, and we got this person that got out. That's my hope. Like Tom Hanks, he was a good American man that they did wrong and made into a monster. That's my hope.
So a monster the system made. Okay, Better and Tosca joint, The Act or this? Dom, did you watch The Act?
No.
On Hulu? Okay.
No.
Tyra?
Okay, it's The Act. It's The Act. Patricia was over there being her best Arquette. I'm going to go with The Act. Gypsy Rose was a moment.
Delivered. That was good TV. If y'all ain't watched that, Joey and Patricia did their biggest ones over there, and it was well directed. That was just a great series, limited series as well. So go check that out. Do the Bowdens deserve what's coming, Tyra? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Dom?
Absolutely. Just based off of what I know, I don't need any more secrets to come out to say yes.
Dulce said monster enhanced. Did Max actually unalive his wife? Dom?
No.
Tyra?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I can't give a firm answer. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I don't know yet. I need more time.
Okay. Who ordered the prison hit? Tyra?
I feel like Anna was like, he's still in there. Y'all ain't yeah, ain't nobody got him yet. I thought once he touched down, he's a little tougher than I thought. I need to get them boys on him. I'm telling you, I feel like Anna runs deep. We didn't speak on her father, that nice actor, that man. I say I hope he's here more. I can't remember his name, but the one who's portraying her father here in the series, him just popping up and it's like very excommunicado energy. She wants nothing to do with you. Like I feel like she has a past. I feel like she has connection to go, hey, remember me from down the street? I need you going over there and handle him. I feel like it was one of those, and he fought back.
What if Max and Anna are brother and sister?
Oh,
That's jumping the shark. That's jumping the shark.
Just saying. I
Don't
mean,
do that.
it could be. Could be.
Is Zach being groomed by Max? Yes or no? Dom?
Yeah, sure. Oh, and I didn't get to answer who ordered the prison hit.
Sorry, go ahead. Who ordered the prison hit? Sorry.
The Bowdens. That's the secret. That's the secret they keep in.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was right after that 10-year itch or whatever you was talking about earlier. After 10 years, you get kind of, but like it was 7 years ago. So, all right. And you said he's being groomed. Tyra, he's being groomed?
Oh, most definitely. He's been groomed for a very long time.
All right. And we already said it, but y'all can answer in the chat. Over or under the 4.2 Sweet Pea ratings? Are you over or are you under? I know y'all are both under that rating, but y'all, that was Cape Fear episodes 1 and 2 from Apple TV. Dom, here's the floor. Let the people know what you got going on.
Oh man, come on over to the TikToks where we making everybody mad and having good conversation, and then come over to Cinematic Pain in these YouTube streets as well, because we talking about Cape Fear obviously, but this week is Steven Spielberg week. It's Disclosure Day. We're gonna be talking about Disclosure Day. I can't wait. We talking about The Savant. It's the Jessica Chastain show. Is it gonna come out? Is it not gonna come out? What it's about? We're gonna talk about all of that. So come on. Oh, and I'm gonna cover Lestat too. I'm gonna cover Lestat. So we're gonna talk about all of that. Come on up.
Not the Vampire Lestat. Tyra, what's going on, friend? What you got happening?
My Vampire Lestat video should be out tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that, and be on the lookout for the live discussions, which I believe will be every Tuesday of us discussing the latest episode of Lestat and them. So yeah, support that, run it up before you don't get no more.
Absolutely. That. Also, my Vampire Lestat video is already out, so please go run that up and have a good time with me and talk about how double caked up D didn't have a soap or a washcloth when he was taking that long ass shower in the middle of the tour bus. Go on over there and run that up. I had a good time with the Vampire Lestat. I had a good time with Cape Fear. If all goes well, we will be back to talk Cape Fear. I also have an upload for this as well if you want to check that out. And I believe Dom said he has one up as well. But thank you guys so much for coming through. Thank you for supporting the live. And I hope you guys have the most amazing night ever.